So we're still in the arc with the elves, these angry elves that are reincarnating and taking other people's bodies. I always find it funny, even going to like different series, like, you know, Dragon Ball Super, for example, where these prejudiced people, that they have this disgust and hatred for a race of people, but then they'll take their bodies and use those things that they hate so much in order to achieve their goal of vengeance. Like, you know, like Goku Black and Zamasu and all that stuff, like with the elves taking over the people from the kingdom's bodies, the captains. Like, don't you hate the humans? Don't you despise them? But you're willing to use, I don't know, I guess it just means to an end there, right? Now, the fights have been pretty interesting thus far in Black Clover since we last spoke regarding the manga. We've had a couple of interesting things. I think one of the coolest ones was seeing the pairing of Jack the Ripper, or what I like to call the Zaraki Kenpachi of Black Clover. At the very least, he gives off that vibe. And Yami, seeing Yami and Jack the Ripper working together, that was pretty freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we haven't had incredibly major moments since I last spoke. I want to say, as far as like the fights being the most impactful in the world, I think the one between Yami and the chick that likes him, that was cool. Honestly, I expected a little bit more out of that. I thought, if anything, that was going to be a long runner, but that fight actually didn't last too long. But honestly, just seeing Yami kicking ass, I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? When Yami is doing his thing, I am a happy camper. So getting a lot of Yami action, and honestly, this arc in general, there's been more Yami than we probably had in any arc, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm digging it. Yami is a dope character, and he's been all over the place in this arc, although he was phased out for a little bit after took that major L or whatever. But yeah, he's back and he's been kicking it. So the elves that took on the Golden Dawn's bodies have been on the hunt, and we've been getting a little bit more of just seeing the anger of the elves. And I think at this point we kind of get it. I think the author is really driving it home of how freaking evil these people are. Some of the Silver Group members that got kind of, you know, bodied before, of course, you know, Nozel showed up with Noelle and them or whatever, is like, it's showing that these elves, whatever it is, if it is indeed the elves, or there's something that it's the elves' memories, but they're tainted, because it's starting to seem like there's a third party involved in all this that's making these people that are being reincarnated as elves be extra evil, because they're acting like straight up monsters, you know what I'm saying? Especially, and when you see the flashback, the elves were mainly good people, so why would every single one of them return and be on some complete absolute hatred and vengeance, all of them, to a disgusting degree of like wanting to just torture and hurt the humans? Granted, yeah, the elves and the humans didn't have the best relationship in the world, but every single elf isn't gonna come back and be like, it's time for vengeance, you know, and all that stuff with an evil glare at everything. So definitely feel as though, you know, there's that third party that's kind of been painting the pool a bit. And, you know, we just spoke a little bit about the Silver Group, honestly, and funny enough, it was in the latest chapter, 175 if I'm not mistaken, of Black Clover, where we actually get to see huge development. I thought we wouldn't see something like this until like towards the end of the series, and considering the author of Black Clover made claims that he could make this thing go as long as Naruto and One Piece, I expected to see more of this towards the end. But the character development and the relationship between Nozel and Noelle, you can definitely see, and that's probably between everything he's heard, seeing her make the Black Bulls, you know, or being a part of the Black Bulls, going up in the ranks, and, you know, what she did in this fight, and just everything about Noelle, I think hearing and seeing has really showed the Silver family, or at the very least Nozel, we're kind of wrong. Like, just because, you know, things happen and she wasn't perfect like us, that doesn't mean that she's not great. And that right there, that moment, and I want to say that was even the last page of the latest chapter, seeing Nozel telling Noelle, hey, let's show her how the powerful Silver family rock together, you know, something along those lines. Don't quote me, it's not exactly that, but just seeing that moment, showcasing that he's gained respect for her. Noelle has finally gained their respect. It's just a matter of how she goes about it. Like, be honest with you, I'd still be like, it ain't nothing. Like, I'd treat them, because come on, bro, like, they traumatized her, they made her feel like dirt her whole life, they said so many horrible and disgusting things to her. Noelle don't just immediately be like, oh, Oni-chan or Oni-san, whatever the hell you say. Like, please don't. I'm begging you. Have a little bit of class of it and still keep on like, yeah, I'm part of the Silver family. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but still, very, very awesome to see 175 chapters, and Noelle is finally being accepted by, at the very least, the leader of the Silver group. And I mean, that's the biggest thing you can get, right? Of course, you want to get all of them too, but because you can see some of them are still like trash talking, but Noelle has been convinced. Hopefully, moving forward, he doesn't renege on this and we get some backwards development of like, oh, he's not really respecting her again, or something like that. Like, let's keep the respect and just keep moving forward. And honestly, again, for Noelle's character, that's quite an achievement. She got her family that treated her like dirt, looked down on her, to respect her. Now moving forward is like, okay, where's the next goals at? I think as we continue going, and if this is going to be a very extended series, like 500, 600 chapters, something crazy like that, or even more, we're gonna need more goals for Noelle, because now all she needs is a little bit more to keep pushing for the whole Silver family. But I mean, they're kind of pompous, cocky bastards, so you're not gonna get that much from the Silver group. You know what I'm saying? They barely praise their own, and if they're looking at Noelle her whole life as she's not of their ilk, I wouldn't hold her breath for the whole ones, especially some of them. They're just straight up nasty. I love the character designs of the Silver family or whatever, but some of them are just straight up nasty, you know what I'm saying, with the attitude and everything. So I don't know. And just quickly want to throw in there, poor Finral, having always some of the most dangerous jobs, like teleporting Yami and Jack the Ripper to this gigantic fight. I'm like, damn, Finral, you get the worst job in the world, bro. Like, I love that ongoing joke. I think the Finral joke of him, because he has that power, always having to teleport Yami here and there, and it's like, he teleports him to the freaking jaws of death. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, poor Finral. But, you know, we also got to see a reunion, which it was kind of cool, because we haven't seen in the current timeline, or the current present time, of what was the relationship like with Yami, or not what it was like, but what it still is between Zora and Yami. We've seen a reunion, and Yami, I love that, man. Like, Yami really encompasses all of the coolness and badassery of badass, like, kind of older shonen characters. Like, I want to say they said he's 28, if I'm not mistaken. He embodies just all of the epicness. So just kind of seeing, you know, again, the abundance of Yami we've just had a little bit. I know I fanboy over Yami a lot, damn it. I'll admit that one, I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, just seeing him and Zora reuniting, and kind of the relationship, like, because everything is kind of just awkward now if you think about it. Everything is awkward in terms of, like, you got the royals working with the commoners, and the royals are really prejudiced and just disgusting, but at the same time they both need each other, because these threats, like, you know, the elves are putting in work. The elves aren't weaklings. They're not, you know, these reincarnated beings are actually really freaking strong. So seeing them all working together, and Zora being like, I don't care if you're royalty or not, you know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Zora still keeping his personality intact. And of course, probably the biggest thing that I've yet to talk about in between the chapters is Fuegoleon returning. Oh my gosh. That was huge. I ain't gonna lie, it's huge. I guess one of the biggest progressive things as well, because as we continue to move towards this arc's finale and wrapping it up and everything, again, if the Magic Emperor is dead, which it's, I mean, if he's alive, I'll kind of be disappointed at this point, because they really hyped it up like he's dead and all that other stuff. But again, Fuegoleon and his sister, if the Magic Emperor is dead, I say one of the two are going to be the Magic Emperor, and then we move forward from there. So Fuegoleon waking up, it also gives us more muscle, and we need it, because the elves aren't weaklings. We've been struggling against them. Like, it's taken everything everybody's had just to put them down. So it's nice again to get Fuegoleon up in the epicness, and I can't wait. And I'm imagining he's going to go insane when he finds out about what happened to Julius. Like, woo, the flames is gonna be hot as hell. So, kind of curious what you guys thoughts about the Black Clover manga lately. Again, not the biggest things happening. I think it's kind of big. I mean, Fuegoleon waking up, pretty freaking big. The battles we've had thus far have been alright, not the hugest ones. We're not at the climax battles, you know, the ones that are going to knock it out the park. And then, of course, my favorite moment anyway, the Nozel appreciating Noelle, the development there. Really awesome stuff. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Again, how should Noel react now getting this newfound, seemingly, respect from Nozel, the leader of the Silver family? Your overall thoughts and expectations for the future of Black Clover. Definitely want to kind of not speed it up because Black Clover is a fast series, but I really can't wait to get more of Lit and all of the big grand finale stuff. That's exciting. Black Clover is just, I don't know, it's such a treat. It's not the greatest series in the world, but it's freaking enjoyable 9 times out of 10, and I respect that. So all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. I'm Funeverworld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
Major moves, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best